Hello friends, I'm Deepanjali Arora. Welcome to my channel, Vedic Astrology and Tarot. The shadow planets Rahu and Ketu are shifting signs on 23rd September 2020 till 12th April 2022. Rahu moves to the sign of Taurus and Ketu to the sign of Scorpio. But before we begin, remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel so that you do not miss out on any new videos. But also note that all these readings are general. For personal consultations, my details are mentioned in the description below. All my readings are based on sidereal calculations used in Vedic astrology. I have already uploaded separate videos for the effects of Rahu on various zodiac signs using tarot cards. The link is mentioned in the description below. First and foremost, let us understand that Rahu and Ketu are not the actual planets. Let me show you in the picture the image of Rahu and Ketu. They are always 180 degrees apart. Rahu is called the north node or the ascending node of moon, and Ketu is called the south node or the descending node of moon. It always amazes me how our sages did these calculations so precisely without the help of any modern gadgets. Well, I have always loved a good story. What about you? Stories yet? All right. Now, there was a demon who played to Lord Brahma. He's the god of all creations. He prayed to him for years and years because he wanted a boon. Well, Lord Brahma became happy with his devotion, so he appeared to him and he asked him, "What do you want?" And that demon was very smart and very, very intelligent. You know what he asked? He said, "I want to be a planet." Now, what does that mean? It means that he wanted to be famous and immortal in one stroke. Well, since Brahma was happy, so he granted him his wish. He said, "Tathastu." The name of that demon was Swarbhanu. Now, this is not the end of our story. This is the beginning. Now, listen to what happens next. Now, after some time, the Devas, who are called the demigods, and demons were invited for the great churning of the celestial ocean. Now, now all the life form is known to have originated after the churning of this ocean. So this is a very, very, very important event, and everybody had to collaborate for this to happen. But then the big question is, why the demigods and the demons got together? Well, they were after the same thing. It is Amrit. That is an elixir of youth and beauty. It's immortality. Anybody who has had Amrit becomes immortal. Now, this shows us one thing at least. If you have a common goal, friends can become enemies and enemies can become friends. Does it not remind you of politics? It does to me. Anyways, now the Amrit was the last thing to come out of after the churning of this great ocean. But the Devas had no desire to give this Amrit to the demons. So they asked the help of the great god Vishnu so that the demons do not get the Amrit. Now Vishnu disguised himself as Mohini. Mohini is this beautiful enchantress. She's sexy, she's alluring, she's very beautiful. And all the demons are wowed by her. So what Mohini comes out and says, okay, now all the devas and all the demons should sit in a queue like good children, which they are actually not. But now If a beautiful woman is asking you something, you tend to listen. So the demons listened. So all the devas and all the demons sat in separate rows, and Mohini started giving them amrit, which was a trick. She had no intentions of giving any amrit to demons. They wanted to finish it by giving it to all the devas. Now our intelligent man Swarbhanu, watching all this, understood understood the trick. What he did, now he disguised himself as a deva and he sat between sun and moon. Mohini came distributing amrit to all the devas, gave it to Swarbhanu too, and he drank it. As soon as that happened, sun and moon came to know. They ran to Mohini and said, "This is a demon and not a dev." Mohini turned into Vishnu through the flying disc. Vishnu has a flying disc, which is a lethal weapon. You cannot escape if that weapon is thrown at you. So he throws that flying disc at Swarbhanu and chops his head off. Now what happens? Brahma has given him a boon. You can see the head is being chopped off in this photograph. Now Swarbhanu has had Amrit, one, and second, he was given the boon by Lord Brahma that he will become a planet. Because Swarbhanu, we know, cannot be killed. So the head of Swarbhanu became Rahu, which is called the dragon's head or the north node of the moon. And the body became the south node of the moon, and it is called dragon's tail. And between the head and tail, they are both joined by a serpent-like body. Now, because sun and moon complained to Vishnu, that is why Rahu and Ketu are the arch enemies of sun and moon. It is said that since that day, eclipses started to happen. So what happens during solar eclipse? Sun loses its power. And during lunar eclipse, moon loses its power. Now, what this story tells us about Rahu and Ketu? They are both considered malefics for sure because they are the demon's head and tail. Now, since Rahu is the head, it is the planet of outstanding intelligence. People with Rahu prominent in their chart or in Rahu Dasha will dare to be different. It is an extremely material planet. It shows thinking outside the box, persistence and passion to achieve our goals no matter what the cost, just like Swarbhanu. It creates illusion, that is Maya, and can take us away from our reality. It can create psychological disturbances, attracts us towards lower energies like drug addictions and other forms of addictions. Wherever Rahu is placed in one's chart, those are the skills or desires one has to come to fulfill in this lifetime. Rahu is the new, never ever tried energy of our lives. Ketu is the tail. It is a spiritual planet. It is regarded as a psychic, willful, detaching, penetrating, and catastrophic force. If Rahu gives illusions, Ketu's job is to take all those illusions out, sometimes brutally. He teaches us that there is no material fulfillment without spiritual advancement. A person with a strong Ketu in their chart or during Ketu Dasha can experience a feeling of detachment and go towards an inward journey to search the life's purpose and its deeper meaning. Ketu is here to pay us for our past life karmas. That's why wherever Ketu is placed in one's chart, those are the skills you have acquired and masters in your past lifetimes. Even if you don't consciously remember them, but your soul knows. All right. Now, what happens when Rahu and Ketu transit to the sign of Taurus and Scorpio, which is happening on 23rd September 2020? Now, Taurus is one of the earth signs. It gives a very good base to Rahu's explosive energies. Since Taurus is the sign of material growth, Rahu is in its element. This is also called the exalted sign of Rahu. Rahu will turn the energy of the collective towards material pursuits. It will bring in abundance, new work opportunities in one's life. In the coming 1.5 year, there will be definite focus on commerce, business, savings, and luxuries of life. But be careful about overspending. Rahu gives and Rahu can also take it away. Remember, it's Maya. Focus on savings and don't use unethical means to make money because Ketu is directly opposite in the karmic sign. Scorpio is a water sign and deals with spiritual and psychic energies. It deals with the deeply buried secrets and desires and our desire to learn them. This is the natural habitat of Ketu. Therefore, Ketu is considered exalted in the sign of Scorpio. You will figure out your spiritual path in this transit. Ketu can bring about sudden ups and downs and also create detachment depending upon which house it is placed in your birth chart. It might give you no time to catch your breath. Remember, Ketu, the karmic planet, is sitting in the karmic sign of Scorpio. It's a wonderful time for spiritual pursuits, following rituals, reading Vedas or some form of a spiritual text, gaining mystical knowledge, or learning about various ways of healings. Well, friends, this is my analysis of both Rahu and Ketu. Your reading done. But to get the general idea of their energies in your life, go through my video of Rahu and Ketu tarot readings as well. Rahu video is already uploaded and Ketu video will be coming soon. Hope you found this useful. Take care. Bye-bye.